Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is episode 131 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. How are you today? What's going on,
Oh,
Michael?
I am rested and ready to go.
Rested and ready to go.
I
That's
feel,
scary, man.
yeah, I know. I feel so much better. I'm sounding better.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
a
to go back
positive.
to work tomorrow.
I
Boom.
was gonna ask you, have you been staying home from work as well?
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow I can go back if I'm up to it. If not, I go back Friday. But I think I'm gonna go back tomorrow because the way I'm feeling now, by the
Yeah,
time I wake up tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll be ready to go.
yeah, good. Good
Yeah.
to have you back to full health.
I don't want to go back to work though, but I need to go back to work because I'm going insane.
Yeah, I hear you. Um, I don't know, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I just want to throw out the fair warning. I brought Mike up to date before the show, but I haven't had any cigarettes this morning.
Oh,
So I just might kill everybody on the show. It might happen, but it might not.
well,
That's
you don't want to give me that challenge because I will push buttons until I get a reaction. I'm like a little toddler.
and I thought to myself last night around 8. I mean, it was still early. I thought, go down, get yourself some cigarettes. I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'm tired. I'll get up in the morning, go
Big
first
mistake.
thing, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen. I got up. I thought I don't fucking want to go down to the store. You know what I mean? So just a heads up.
Rookie mistakes all around right there.
Yeah,
That's I'll get gas in the morning on my way to work. I'll wake up 10 minutes early.
yeah,
You wake up 10 minutes late and then you're pissed. Yeah.
yeah.
I do that stuff all the time.
The
All the
ideas
time.
always sound good until it's the
Uh-huh.
moment, and you think, well, I could get up at my normal time and I'll be okay. I'll just
Yeah.
really I'll rush.
Yeah.
And then as you're rushing, and the people in front of you in line when you're trying to pay or buying the stupidest shit, and you're just ready to fucking kill everybody. I mean, it's gonna happen. Why do we do it to
Hmm.
ourselves? But we do. I do
Yeah.
that shit all the time. All the time.
Buying their lottery tickets at like 3 in the morning. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know you're gonna lose. Get out of my way.
Exactly. And that's
I'm
always
trying to
the
be a
thing.
productive member of society. Get out of my way.
And that's always the thing. It's always these people that are playing lottery that aren't going to win. They're wasting everybody's time. You're
Hmm.
stressing. You got to get going. You want to get to
Yeah.
work. So there you have it. It is what episode 131, Mike.
Hmm.
Um, all right. So you may or may not have heard what happened at the Pirate game last night. Yes,
We're
they
talking.
lost.
Are we talking about my boy Dennis Exerly?
We are. Let me paint the picture here, and we'll get
Yes.
into it. So the Boston Red Sox beat the Pirates 5-3 last night. Game two of the three-game set will be tonight. Tonight at 7:05 down at the stadium. Get down there. But what we're talking about is Dennis Eckersley, who was always one of my favorite pitchers. He had the sidearm
Yes.
delivery.
Yeah.
He always had the hair in the back. Eck was always one of my favorites, and that was kind of he was tailing off his career as we were growing up. So it was really cool to see him finish out his career. Well, apparently last night at the game I did not watch, Dennis Eckersley goes on a tirade apparently about the Pittsburgh Pirates,
Hmm.
about how they're ran, about how they're owned, and just let me give you a couple of quotes here. I'm sure you heard or
Yep.
have in front of you. Dennis Eckersley says, quote, you talk about a no-name lineup. You talk about a no-name lineup. And then he goes on to say, there's no team like this. There's no team out there like this. And finally, he goes on to say, this is a hodgepodge of nothingness. It's ridiculous. It really is pathetic. So, unquote. That is what we say all the time here at the Two Dumb Yinzers. We say this plenty in Western Pennsylvania. And now the Eck comes to town and says it are our cries ever going to be heard, Mike? I think if anything gets the glacier moving here through the icy waters, maybe it would be somebody on the Major League Baseball level like Dennis Eckersley sparking some attention. Because like
Yes.
I said, obviously our cries go unheard.
Mm-hmm.
They have for 30 years, certainly under this ownership. At what point, Mike? 2 weeks ago you had the kid sell the team. Fucking
Yes.
hero. He's a hero in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Hero.
Now you have Eckerson. So, these things are happening. Is anything ever going to be, or any steps going to be made, Mike, to ever fix this situation? Or should we just boycott the Pirates entirely? Just act like they're not even here. Act like they're a team that exists elsewhere. You know what I mean? What do you think there's hope for this team?
No. And it all goes back to the owner, and he's never going to sell. The only way he will sell the team is if he is forced to. Kind of like if a Donald Sterling situation comes up where you find out, like, he's making these deplorable comments about, people. That would be the only in the league like, hey, that's not what we stand for, so we don't want you in here anymore, and force him to sell. That's the only way he's ever going to sell, because this is a money-making business for him. With revenue sharing, he's making bank. That covers his payroll right there. Everything else after that is pure profit for him. So he doesn't have to worry about selling the team. He doesn't have to worry about improving the team, because you're still seeing fans and member of the media that are just like parroting everything that he says of like, oh, we're just going to, build it slowly but surely. Give us time, and the future will be here eventually. And it's never going to change. And every once in a while, you may luck into a fluky couple years like they did. They had those couple years where they were contending for the division title and getting into the playoffs and the wild card game, stuff like that.
If you recall,
that's all that's going to happen.
Let me stop you real quick. Just one quick point.
Mm-hmm.
I forget if it was you or somebody else that I was reading, but they were saying 10 years ago, the Pirates were the best team in baseball.
Yeah. I was
in the National League.
Yeah. I mentioned that tweet that I saw that like, hey, at this time, 10 years ago, we were the best team in baseball. And look what happened. Nothing happened. The year that they had like their best team, they didn't add to it. They waited a year or two later to actually add pieces to the puzzle. And by that point, it was too late. This ownership group is never going to actually add payroll to it. They're going to say, hey, we're this small market team. We're this small market team. But you look at other teams like the Padres, they made that huge trade, right? Padres have a smaller media market than Pittsburgh does, which is kind of weird. You figure you're out in San Diego, you're out in California, big media share, but it's this equivalent to Pittsburgh. If they're able to spend money, if Kansas City Royals, they had that, what did they won a World Series not too long ago. If they're able to build up a team and then spend the money the right way, why can't the Pirates? But our owner does not want to do that. 10th richest owner in baseball, but yet you have a good chunk of the media in this town and the fan base that says, but they're poor. They can't do this. They can do it. They just don't want to. And it's never going to change. But I'm starting to see cracks in Twitter, though. I noticed, because I was hoping we talked about this, because I was just scrolling through Twitter this morning when I woke up, and I saw like the clip of like Dennis Eckersley goes off, and it's kind of blowing up on Twitter. And you notice some Pirate fans that I've noticed that have been carrying the water are starting to say, "Oh wow, he's right. He's right." So maybe this will like cue people into it locally that, hey, you're being bamboozled, but it's still not going to do anything. This guy doesn't care if anyone shows up to the game. He's already making his money through revenue sharing and keeping the payroll low. And there's still going to be those diehard fans that are still going to show up. They're that delusional fan base that's just not going to,
that base of people, that group of people, that fan base you're talking about, they need to wisen up, Mike.
They won't, though.
They are the ones that are holding everything back, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because people they need to stand up, just like everything else in life. Stand up for yourself and fix the problems. So a couple weeks ago, we mentioned the kid comes up with his T-shirt, sell the team. What does the owner do the following week? He buys a wine business.
Yeah.
It affected him none, Mike. It's
none.
all about, I'd be surprised if he doesn't come out and buy something next week.
Yeah.
He's a fucking typical rich asshole. He don't give two fucks about what he's doing, as far as his team goes, and that's a shame. And like I said, that oblivious group, the group of fans that show up regardless of what's going on, they need to wisen up. There's a lot of things that do need to happen, and like I said, it was really exciting to wake up and see this news about X this morning, because this is what we need. We needed somebody on a higher level, somebody on a national level, getting on TV during a game and making these comments. Like I said, that the shirt thing was awesome. However, it only goes so far.
Yeah.
The fact that Dennis Eckersley gets up there, says these things, I love it. I love it. People of Pittsburgh should love it. We ought to be thanking Eck and his colleagues, because he was able to do something that we aren't, because our media sits on top of shit. And like you said, they kind of kiss the asses of certain people in the city, and nothing was ever going to get done because they're basically the cronies.
They are.
So Eckersley doing this last night, I think, was a fucking awesome thing. And like I said, it's hard, Mike, because in Pittsburgh in the summer, that is a thing. It's a thing to do. People like taking the kids down to the ballpark. They like spending money on peanuts, beer, pop, nachos, hot dogs, whatever they got. But at some point, people are going to have to just stop. Take one summer and stop. Find something else. Take your kids to the museum. Go
to the zoo. Something.
Go to the science center.
Like the most exciting thing at the Pirate game, outside of fireworks night, is the goddamn pierogi race.
I love the pierogi race. Which I shouldn't love the pierogi race. I should love baseball. But it's been bad for so long. This is what I love. I love pierogies with legs running around.
That's the most exciting part of the game.
This shit's making us insane.
Yeah, like O'Neal Cruz has not improved. Fans are finally seeing that he's not major league ready. That either the coaching staff is not getting through to him, or he's not picking up what the coaching staff saying. So they're going to ruin another potential star. It's just great. You're seeing everything that happens all happening at once, and I love it. I can't be happier as a Pittsburgh Pirate fan to see my team just suck year after year, and this year being, it's great. They've won 46 games. How they've won 46 games, I do not know.
They lost 71. That's how.
Well, yeah. Hey, they don't ask how, just how many, and it's just, hey, we're approaching another 100-loss season but that's okay. There's still members of the media and the fan base that are saying, hey, we all knew what this year was going to be. They were going to lose a lot of games, and that's okay. Imagine that in Pittsburgh. Losing's okay. Losing is okay. I want Tomlin, I want Sullivan to come out one year and just go, hey, guys, we're going to lose a bunch of games this year. Just deal with it. See what happens. Those two will be run out of town.
Oh, I'm nutting. I say there's a bunch of people that ought to go down behind the stadium and jump them one day after a game.
We're not advocating assault and battery here on the show. Hypothetically, write a comic about it. We'll endorse it, but don't do it in real life. I'm not trying to get arrested.
I'm not directing anybody to do that.
No, okay, Charles Manson, settle down there, Manson.
Somebody should take him out and give him a fucking wedgie or a swirly. That's kind. You know what I mean?
Ryan said that wherever his box is, it was not Mike. It was all Ryan. So this is what happened when Ryan doesn't have a cigarette.
I don't have a cigarette. I'm ready to kill everybody. So it just add that to the incriminating things that I may say this morning.
That's all right. I'm hacking up a lung over here. I thought I was better.
But something needs to happen, Mike. Something needs to get this ball rolling, so to speak. because this owner is going to run this team into the ground. And it's just got to the point in Pittsburgh where we're just like, oh, you know what? It's the Pirates. Fucking let it.
Yeah.
That's not the case. We should fight.
We
fight
should.
because it's a proud franchise. This team that did many of great things. It's not like this team that never ever did anything. This team has a rich history.
Our team, not his. Isn't that right, Mr. Reporter, who was campaigning for that and all of a sudden is on his payroll and championing him?
Yeah. Imagine that.
If you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He blocked us on Twitter because I called him out on it.
Who?
Dejan Kovacevic. He called me out because I had the audacity to do hashtag our team, not his.
Good for you.
Because that was his whole thing. Is like he had his campaign against Bob Nutting, that the Pittsburgh owns the team, not him. And then all of a sudden he changed his tune.
Yeah.
I found out I've been blocked by a lot of members of the Pittsburgh media.
Filipponi?
I blocked Pony.
Oh, you blocked Pony?
I blocked Pony. He's annoying. I've been blocked by Dale Lawley because I called out Cam Hayward and asked him why doesn't he call him out. I got blocked by Colin Dunlap.
The questions that people want to know, are the things they block you for.
Yeah.
They want to sit there and give you this narrative. That's the one thing that always pisses me off about Pittsburgh media. They want to give you this narrative no matter what the facts are, no matter what the the reality is. Just like this guy, he blocks you because you gave your honest opinion of Cam Hayward, which I'm sure wasn't really far off.
Like, I wasn't even like being my typical jerk face about Cam. It was like an honest, like, hey, what about his performance against the Lions?
But
no, I got blocked. I got
saying.
blocked for it. I'm like, are you serious?
King Media, listen to what I'm saying. Don't have an opinion for yourself. And if you give it, I'm going to stop you. Yeah. I'm going to make sure you never give it again on my platform.
Yeah, and Lawley, he's a damn good reporter. I still listen to him on like the DVE show because he knows his stuff. But I was like, I just asked an honest question about Cam and I got blocked. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me?
That's why.
I think that's what it was. That's what I'm going with. Because but I'm just like,
why people we do what we do. If we could at least hold some of these people accountable, who is allowing the situation over at PNC Park to continue to get worse year after year.
But like if you like I've had like a decent amount of Twitter engagement with like pirate writers and stuff, and like if you call them out, like this ownership out, and then they start going, oh, this isn't true, that isn't true, oh, I cover the team, you don't. Like, well, why aren't you covering them fairly? They keep pointing to that 3-year window where they won. I'm like, okay, that's 3 years. Every other year before and after, it sucks. Oh, but he was an owner the whole time. But yeah, he still never spent any money. Just a little didn't take a payroll when he brought in Bird and what's his name, the pitcher. That was about it. It's a joke. The Pirates are a joke.
3 years out of 30, Mike. That's their defense.
Even 3 out of 10. Even if you want to go 3 out of 10 when he owned the team, that's terrible. That's 30%.
3 out of 30 years is enough to keep your mouth shut, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Enjoy this team. Enjoy them. They suck. They're terrible. They can't be nobody. They have nobody. Enjoy it.
Like, you have a potential superstar in O'Neal Cruz, and you're just watching him continuously fail. And it's sad to see because dude has all the potential in the world. Seems like an exciting player to watch, an exciting personality, good personality, and they're just going to ruin him. Brian Reynolds, who was like an MVP candidate, he's pissed beyond belief.
But you don't cover baseball, so you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. You watch the same games that we watch every day. You hear the announcer say the same thing. You read the same behind the scene stuff online. But you don't know.
I don't know.
I know. I'm media. I'm Pittsburgh media. I know everything. Then why the fuck aren't you trying to make the situation better for that three good seasons out of 30 years?
And it seems like the hockey writers and football writers that will talk about the Pirates are willing to say more than the people who actually cover the team. because they're afraid to lose access. That's why there's like a lot of writers in this team
Exactly.
that cover
They're
the Steelers and the
pussies.
Penguins that will go
Pussies.
out on a limb and point out the faults of everyone on the team, and they don't lose access. But yet you're afraid that you'll lose access? Come on, get the hell out of here.
Lose my cushy little job in the Pittsburgh media. Pittsburgh media is minuscule. You don't know what to sit there and tell us we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Fuck you, pussies.
Like,
tell the fucking truth. Tell the truth.
Like, we see it day in and day out with this team. They suck. They don't care. The owners don't care. You have a handful of players on that team that care. And Brian Reynolds is one of them, and they should have traded him. That dude deserves to be on a contender. If you're not going to build around him, you're not going to put a team around him, do him a favor and put him on a winner. Because every team in baseball would take Brian Reynolds.
They literally ought to take us and put us on the team. Seriously, that is the confidence that they have in this team, the team they're putting on the field. You might as well take a couple of fucking guys like us and give us a whole bunch of money. You're going to get the same results.
Exactly. I'll lead into a pitch, man. I'll get on base somehow.
I'll take half the money. I'll take half the money to go out there and suck as bad as they do.
I'd have a heart attack running from home to first.
But apparently we're shit. We don't know what we're talking about. Maybe we don't even know how to play baseball. Maybe we don't even know how to hold a bat mic because we out here, the people that the media are talking to, we don't know shit apparently. We don't know nothing about sports.
We know nothing about the shitty Pirate baseball team.
Pussies.
That's all I got to say about the Pirates and the Pirates media and the fan base. Hodgepodge of nothingness. I love it. I love it. That's going to be my new saying.
Rodolfo Castro. Castro is appealing. He's facing a 1-game suspension for his cell phone incident. Sure, let's take this seriously. Let's take this serious. And I know that Major League Baseball is behind it, not the Pirates. But this guy accidentally leaves his fucking phone in his back pocket, which can be done by any fucking person at any given time.
Yeah.
He slides, it falls out of his pocket. It doesn't hit anybody. He's not using it to calculate shit to make himself better on the field. He forgets to take it out of his pocket. He slides and it falls out. Now he's facing a 1-game suspension with, which either, do what you want with it. Either take it, don't appeal.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's one fucking game. But it's the point. It's the point. It's the point. Let's take this seriously, everybody. Let's get everybody all worked up about this media. The guy, I hope that he gets nothing. I hope that he appeals and gets off because, like I said, I've had this situation happen. I've had my phone on me when I wasn't supposed to. By accident, I had it in my pocket. This happens.
It does.
This is human error. It has nothing to do with baseball. And again, nothing, absolutely nothing happened with it. Nothing. It didn't smack somebody in the head. It didn't ring. While, you know what I mean? It's just the stupidest fucking shit that people are worried about. Worry about something that's fucking worthwhile, would you?
Yeah, it's one of those things like you always have it on you because you always need it. And when you're getting dressed, it's a force. It's muscle memory at that point to just pop it into a pocket and move on throughout the day. And you forget it's there until you need it. And you notice it's always like the boomers that are flipping out about this. It's no one like really like our age and younger. It's just like, yeah, we have that stuff on us all the time. We don't care about it. We know we forget we have it half the time. Because when you go to look for it, you panic. You're hitting all your pockets like, oh, yeah, it's in the same pocket it is all the time.
Yeah.
You do it so much, you forget about it.
What a dumb thing.
It's just like the little things that, Major League Baseball is caring about.
You got a problem.
You got a team
everybody that slides in the base, their phone falls out of their pocket. That's a little bit of a problem. That's a problem.
I can
accident.
It happened one time out of how many games and how many teams. It happened once. It's not I can understand like if someone like stepped on it and dude at third base stepped on it and blew out a knee or an ankle. Yeah, okay, then punish him.
Or it makes broken glass on the field.
Just fine them. Fine them.
This isn't a problem. That's an accident.
Yeah, fine them $1,000 and move on.
That you're not covering.
Yeah.
Those are the problems.
Yeah. How
Some of
about
the
this?
fucking shit, it's
How
a problem.
how about the team that employs him that is actively tanking? How about you investigate them? Not this dude who forgot take his cell phone out.
You're right. And like you said, which every single person on the planet has on them constantly, with the
You
exception
forget
of
about.
exception of six boomers who doesn't.
Yeah.
The fuck it, get real.
And give him $1,000 fine. Tell him don't do it again, and just move on. You know, pretend he's Big Poppy failing a steroid test, and he's just laughing and dancing for you, and you go, oh, "Okay, Big Poppy, that's good." The fuck out of here.
Just maybe they could put him in Russia. Russia's penal colonies now. Brittany Griner, she's set to serve her time in Russia, where these penal colonies, the abuse is common, disease is rampant, and labor is forced.
Did you just describe the American legal penal system as well?
To Russia. What's that?
So you just kind of described the American penal system as well.
Oh, she's not in America. So what I'm saying is,
yeah, I know.
Might as well send Rodolfo Castro.
Might as well. Hey, I think that's fair. For getting your cell phone, you need hard labor.
Yes. Yeah. You take your cell phone. That should be.
That's the punishment.
Punishment. You have a cartridge of legal medicine.
Yeah.
Punishment.
Every punishment from now on, you have to go over to Russia, and that's going to be the new penal colony for America now. Apparently, we're just going to send anyone over there because every crime now is just terrible.
Speaking of Americans abroad, three Americans found dead at the same Bahamas resort where other American tourists were found dead in May.
Don't go to the Bahamas.
No, don't go anywhere. If you're an American and you want to be an American, don't leave your fucking land. Believe me. Look at Griner. You know what I mean? These are things that you're allowed to do here. You're allowed to take your medicine. Don't, if you're going to do American things, you got to reform. You got to comply to what people are doing in their countries. You just can't go elsewhere and do your thing. And I'm sure people in Bahamas, people in Jamaica, people in these Caribbean islands, they're probably so fed up with Americans. They love us.
Surprise me.
They love us because we give them money like it's nothing. These people are coming to these expensive Bahama resorts, or they're paying out, $20,000 per trip. They're giving us, $5,000 tips. They're going to put up with us. But if Americans are spending their money, they're going to be Americans. They're going to be annoying, and that's got to drive people nuts.
Oh yeah, we have to be some of the most obnoxious tourists in the world.
Yeah,
we go to these places and expect everyone to speak English.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I want to travel, but I want to go to a place where I can kind of try to communicate with them in their language.
Like Southern California.
Yo, bro.
People in Southern California, I think it's a majority of them speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, well, it used to be Mexico.
Yeah,
remember that, people. The South, Southwest, man, that used to be all Mexico.
So if I travel anywhere, I'm only 45 minutes from my house is my limit.
Right? That's about like an hour, 2 hour tops for me. Even then, outside of that anymore, I feel uncomfortable.
You might catch me downtown Pittsburgh. You might catch me in Youngstown. But you know what? Not much further than that.
Nah, same here. I'll go up to Cleveland, catch a couple concerts, go to the zoo. That's about it.
Go down to catch a concert, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm pretty sure you got your COVID.
It was either that. I'm blaming Gavin Rossdale for running through the crowd.
Yeah, and you said he was kind of he was kind of winded.
He was
after
winded after that first song, so I'm blaming Gavin. Gavin gave
Yeah.
me the COVID.
I like it.
Oh, you know how he gave me the COVID. Oh yeah.
Snoop Loops. Snoop Loops. The new cereal. Snoop Dogg is dipping his hand, Mike, in the cereal business.
Hell, I'll buy me some Snoop Loops.
Snoop Loops are, I don't know if they're available just yet, but they are. They will, and you will soon be able to buy Snoop Loops for your breakfast enjoyment.
Oh my goodness, this is great. I
He's
love
getting
it.
his hand in a lot anymore, isn't he? He's
He's
really going to be a
brilliant.
rich guy, dude. He is. Here's the thing: for people who aren't paying attention to him like we are, like we're paying attention, you're going to wake up one day and Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the richest people in this country, and people are going to go, "Oh my God, how did he become so rich?" But we're watching it play
diversify.
out. Who would have thought a fucking hardcore gangsta would have figured it out into the sense where he's probably going to be one of the richest people one day, because he's getting into all these ventures that are all going to be blowing up, such as your metaverse, your things that that are future things that are forward thinking.
Yeah.
And I think that one day we're going to wake up and we're going to be talking about Snoop the same way we talk about Dre, with the money, becoming a billionaire.
Yeah. Well, Snoop owns what, Death Row now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he, and Snoop, man, Snoop's the man. Like,
so eat your Snoop Loops, everybody.
Yeah.
Every morning before you get up and watch your favorite show, The Two Dumb Yinzers, make yourself a Snoop Loops.
Doesn't like Snoop have his own weed too? You smoke your Snoop weed, eat your Snoop Loops, come watch our show.
I can't even keep up with what he does. Every time you turn around, Snoop has something new, which is awesome. I love Snoop. I've always loved Snoop. I loved him since 1993, almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
When I first was introduced to Snoop.
Yeah.
92, 93. But I support him. Look what he's done. You complain that people don't work. You complain that people were, look what he's done. He turned his life around and he's becoming one of the richest people. I mean, how can you knock that?
Like, that's what, Snoop, Dre, Jay-Z, they're living like that's the American dream. You come up, you do what you have to do to survive, and then you make it big. If they were Italian, we'd be making movies about them.
Right.
Martin Scorsese would be making movies about them.
Yeah, you're right. Passengers tackle a man as he tries to open a plane mid-flight. Tries to open the door in a plane mid-flight. He looks at this family as he was being crazy, and he says something along the lines, I don't have the quote in front of me, but it says something along the lines of, "I'll see you in heaven." Guy goes over, tries to start opening the door. This family's terrified. They thought they were going to die. Everybody thinks they're going to die. They were able to tackle him and keep him under control. But what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Okay, now you need to take a psych profile to fly. I'm for that. F that. Forget the security there. I want psychological profiles done before you fly. That's why I don't fly no more. I'm like John Madden. I'll drive. Yeah. Give me a bus. Let's go. People are crazy on planes.
Like, what the fuck? That is the one place that you go into knowing that you can't be crazy. You got to go on, sit down, shut your fucking mouth. In a couple hours, you get the fuck off.
Put your headphones in,
What's your problem? Why do you take this small amount of your life to be an absolute fucking asshole?
I understand, like, travel is stressful, and especially flying at the airport and all that stuff.
But it's stressful for everybody, not just fucking Joe Schmo who wants to open up doors and shit.
Right?
He's a fucking nutbag. He's a nut.
I know. I hate people. Pop an Ambien, dude, next time you get on the plane. Smoke a bowl or something.
Fucking kill yourself. You're gonna be a fucking nut and you want to jump out of a fucking plane, just fucking kill yourself before you even go.
Yeah.
Do everybody a favor. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah. If you're gonna kill yourself, you don't kill other people while you're doing it. That's selfish.
NASA discovers a new moon.
Ooh, where at?
Expected to be named in 2027. I'm not sure. Go ahead and type it in and see if you can find it. I just got NASA discovers a new moon and it's expected to be named in 2027. Why are we waiting 5 years to name a moon? Or is it just want to find information about it, learn about it?
Yeah, you have to learn about it, like where it is and everything, and like who found it, because they can have like the naming rights and stuff like that. And are you going to give it like a scientific classification, cool new name, stuff like that? So yeah, like a lot of that goes into like the naming of oh my god, I forgot the name, like astronomical bodies, or you got to do a lot of, because a lot of them now are like, they're like NZ47, and if something has, it all lines up to what each letter means and where and stuff like that.
Well,
That's cool though. I love like new discoveries in space. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
We got to submit something and say we discovered a planet somewhere.
Planet McPlaney.
Just give it a general area, like, I don't know. They're like, where's it at? It's like, I don't know. I seen it. I was telescoping.
It's the Tudum planet.
Yeah.
And here's the flag.
Yes. I'll go live there. Just me.
Yeah, I will send you there with a one-way ticket.
The microorganisms.
And they're all crawl up inside you and you'll evolve into something different.
They'll all crawl into my butthole.
We know you like that. I don't judge.
Elon Musk to buy Manchester United. It's a rumor. No facts to be known of it, but the headline was Elon Musk to buy Manchester United ?
Yeah, I saw him. He tweeted that out. Like, oh, I'll buy Manchester United. Like, dude, you couldn't even buy Twitter.
Yeah,
the little man baby. You ain't gonna buy nothing. Why don't you work on your cars that keep running over little kids and catching on fire and stuff? Why don't you fix that shit?
You got to admit, when that stuff finally gets ironed out, it's gonna be badass, man. The cars and self-driving cars. We're at a very, very, very early stage in this whole invention, and like I said, give it its due time. Just like an automobile from when it was first invented till now.
Yeah,
I mean, you give it its time. This is going to be some badass vehicles, man. And and who knows the limit, because every other thing that the Jetsons told us and these other shows and cartoons and movies that we watched growing up, they all seem to be happening. So
isn't that weird though? Like, yeah, like stuff like from like Star Trek, you kind of have like communicators or your cell phones and shit like that. It's wild. Wow.
Makes you think,
Makes you think we were born in the wrong era.
You know what? I'm totally happy with this era. I think that it's such a transitional era. We're seeing something big as far as the human race goes with technology. And I'm very glad. If I would have been born, let's just say you were born in 1906 and you
fuck that nonsense.
And you lived till 1940. Okay, you've seen some world wars which are terrible, but you know what I mean? We're really in the middle of transition here.
That's true. I'd like to be born like 100 years into the future to see what that's all about.
Or if you were born in 1604 and you died in 1666, really, what the fuck did you do?
You struggled every day.
Yeah, I mean, at least we
avoid the plague.
We have the good and the bad and the ugly, and there's changes, and I like it. I don't think that I mean, maybe a couple other times in history I could see would have been a cool time to be, but you know what? I'm content, man. I have no real complaints with the placement of my.
We have air conditioning, so I'm happy.
Yes. Could you imagine living in all them hot ass summers?
Oh, fuck
the
that.
Beginning of time with no air conditioning when you're living in the rocks, and all you have to deal with is the fucking the natural heat every day.
F that.
California civil rights lawsuit alleges a social justice teacher forced students to pick cotton.
I've heard there's like a lot of stories of that stuff going around, like in every school anymore. And they always have students of a certain pigment picking cotton.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Why? Why would you even think this is okay?
Yeah,
Why would you put
I
that in your student plan to even
yeah,
you write it down? You'd think to yourself, you know what, scratch, I ain't doing this shit.
yeah.
These places are
I
going.
get that, hey, this is what happened. People, you tell them this is what happened. You don't go and make them do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Morons. Get your head out your asses. That bullshit. Out of here. I hate
Florida
people.
school,
I hate people.
Florida preschool, accused of repeatedly punching a 4-year-old boy.
Get the
Caught
fuck
on
out of
cell
here.
phone. Caught on cell phones. This woman, a 4-year-old boy.
Get out of here. You're not, no, you're done. You don't do that. Like, I get it. Like,
You're never
4-year-olds
gonna
are,
work with kids the rest of
no,
your, you know what I mean?
like, I get it. 4-year-olds are little jerks, but that doesn't mean you get to hit them.
But you're in that business. You're not in the fucking boxing business. You know what I mean?
Right?
These kids are gonna be bad. That's what you do. You deal with them. That's literally your job.
Yeah. You don't, you don't hit the kids. You may want to hit the kids, but you don't hit the kids. The fuck out of here. I hope you go to prison.
Go home and beat your wife like everybody else. Fuck.
Jesus, dude. He's
So,
not a cop. I mean,
but it was a woman. It was a woman who was hitting the kids. I mean, 4 years old. Think about that. You got young children. I have young children.
Yeah.
It's very easy to put myself in this position and think,
Yeah.
4 is definitely a little too young to be beating the shit out of.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
learning.
Yeah.
You bring judgment down on these kids like they know better and they raped your family. That's the judgment you're bringing. That's the equivalent.
Yeah.
These kids don't know nothing. They're learning. That's your job, is to teach them.
Yeah. Like, oh, like sometimes, like, my kid, he's 4, he does some things where, like, oh man, homie, are we gonna, like, are we gonna start going to blows? But you don't hate your kid. You just look at him like, what is wrong with you? Like, even if they punch him, my kid's, he'll act out and he'll start throwing hands and stuff. You don't punch back. You hug them. You hold them. You tell them to calm down. Spank their little butt. Hit their diaper. And it goes poof and they giggle.
I want to tell you a story, Mike.
I hate people.
When I was younger, and I think I've told you this, I wouldn't want to talk about it for a while, but these stories was a good setup. When I was in 6th grade, I was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting in our homeroom, which it's in elementary school. It's basically the room that you do all your stuff in.
Yep.
So it was my room. And I recall the teacher had us form our desks in a U. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat in the middle up the front, basically, in the middle, looking at the U. So as he's forming, and what he was doing was he was playing, and I remember this like it was yesterday. So don't get me wrong. This is something that's very clear in my mind. And what he was going to do, he was going to play the game, phone call or whatever it was, where you whisper something in the person's ear.
Telephone.
At the very beginning, and it gets the whole way around the U. And once it gets to that last person, you see what the phrase or what they said was, to see how different the answer is, the phrase is. So we were setting our desks up, right, in our U. And this bigger kid, Chucky, he was passing gas all morning. And you figure 6th graders, right? This kid, and he was a chubbier guy. So I don't know what he ate that morning, whether it would be I don't know if it was eggs. I don't know what he ate, but he stunk. He kept busting ass. And we're moving our desks around, and there was a bit of an incident where I kept trying to move mine on the other side of where Chucky was because he was passing gas all morning. I'm 11. I'm not stupid. So after a couple minutes of this and us not having our seats set to where our teacher, our sixth grade teacher was happy, he makes comment. And I said, well, I'm going over here. He goes, sit down. I said, I have to get away from Chucky because he has bad gas. He keeps farting all morning. And I remember, I remember the smell.
Ugh.
Yeah. So he gets up, he walks back, he grabs me by my collar, my shirt, and tells me to get out in the hallway. Because okay, let me go back just 2 steps. Get, sit down. We're gonna do this. I said, but you know what? Chucky farted. I don't want to. So that's what set the guy off. I said he farted. Okay, yeah. Was the F word.
Ooh.
So he takes me out in the hallway with the door wide open, has his back toward the classroom, and I'm basically looking at him, and I see the class and my friends right there, Chucky, other kids, and he's giving me he's giving me the shit. And I can see a couple of friends and they're laughing. And so I cracked a smile, Mike, because I'm 11. I'm 11. He took me out of anger. Once I smiled by the collar of my shirt, and he takes and turns and slams me against the brick wall, like up around my neck.
Holy shit.
My feet were up off the ground. This grown man, a teacher, an educator, up around my neck, slams me into the wall, and he keeps slamming me into the wall like this. Again, I'm 11. I'm not quite sure what I did because we're allowed to talk about farts at home.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a terrible thing.
Yeah, me either.
So I'm crying. Fuck, I'm crying. I'm a little bit of a sensitive kid anyway. So here I am crying in this hallway. And he turns to me. No, he goes back in the room. And I thought, what the fuck do I do? I'm just this little kid. I just got the shit beat out of me by my teacher. I'm crying. I don't know what to do. He comes back out. He hands me a pad and a pencil. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I'll tell you. He says, before you come back in, write, I will not say, what's the word? Uncouth. Uncouth was the word that he used. And I know because I was in 6th grade that I didn't make this up.
Yeah.
He says, right on this paper, I will not say uncouth things during class, anymore, blah, 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 100 times. I think what he did was he made me do that because I'm fucking bawling.
Yeah.
Just beat the shit out of me. And you don't want me to go back in there with all the other students to know what the fuck you just did. Because before he shut that door and then he started slamming me. So he knew that he was wrong.
Yeah.
This was after a time of the paddle. We were after the paddle. We didn't get our asses hit with paddles.
Yeah.
They still hung on the walls. Like they're almost still used as a scaring technique, a scaring device. But so there I am. I'm on the ground because it's in a fucking hallway. I'm on my hands and knees. Is this little 11-year-old kid? I'm fucking bawling. I remember tears just pouring off my face. And I'm writing, I will not say, what's the word? I always forget.
Uncouth.
Uncouth. Uncouth. Right. I will not say uncouth things in class anymore. And I remember I finished writing and I got it and I got up, I walked in, I handed him the pad, and I remember him looking at it and he laughed. And he says to me, he goes, wow, you did a pretty good job spelling uncouth. Go ahead and have a seat.
Wow.
So I was terrified, Mike. Matter of fact, until just recently, I told my parents, just recently, think of how old I am. I never once told anybody because I was horrified. And if I told somebody, I was afraid that something, you know what I mean? Again, I'm an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah, you think you're going to get in trouble.
So I never told anybody. A little bit later in my life, I started to tell people that, you know what, after I was scared, I got to the point where I got, out of the 6th grade and when I got into junior high.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much about being scared, it was about being embarrassed.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm embarrassed. So hell no, I'm never going to say anything to anybody ever again. So as I get older in life and I'm talking to friends, I tell some of them the story and they're like, holy fuck, man. And I just recently mentioned it to my parents. My mom, my mom and dad are like, why didn't you tell us, man? My dad was like, I would have went down and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. But I was fucking terrified.
Yeah.
This is something that I had to go every single day and sit in his classroom every single day and listen to every single word he said. And then again in 11, I don't know what the repercussions. I don't know if this guy's going to get fired. I don't know, Mike. I understand. I know it's not rape. But
Yeah.
these people that go back after your Bill Cosby's, after I get it.
Yeah.
Because how many times I thought to myself, I would love to get this guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who else he's doing this to. If he did that to me because I said Chucky farted,
what's he doing to other kids?
what is he doing, or has he done to other kids? But this was in 6th grade. We had one of these little schools. It was like six rooms, a little small school. And each teacher had their own specific thing. Like the other 6th grade homeroom teacher was the science teacher.
Yeah.
My teacher was the math teacher. The next teacher down was a reading teacher. The next was a social studies. And like I said, it was a 6-room system that worked for what we had. And that is one of the most horrifying moments of my life that I have to relive, even at this age. When I go back and think about it, because, I'm older, I'm tougher, I could get by. But you know what? When you dig deep down inside, it was one of the most fucked up things ever.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Because, like, what would possess, an adult to beat up a little kid? Like,
because
why?
I think somebody farted?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to sit next to him because he stinks?
Mm-hmm.
That's a punishable offense?
Yeah. Fuck that
Am I
guy.
in Russia?
Fuck that guy. Fuck him.
So.
Is he dead?
No. Some of the people that are on my Facebook and friends, and they had him. I have probably plenty of people that I'm connected to that could be watching that had him. So maybe, just maybe, somebody might come forward and say, you know what, dude, that fucking happened to me too.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
No, he's not dead.
Too bad.
I seen him about a year ago.
Fuck him.
But ain't that kind of fucking crazy, man?
That's fucking crazy. Fuck
I mean, there's parts of you that would just say, go beat the fuck out of this guy. And the thing is, I wouldn't be wrong.
No,
you know what I mean? You literally assaulted me and beat me up when I was an 11-year-old kid. Why?
Yeah.
I could whoop his ass and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
You fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Turnabout's fair play.
Absolutely. So that's that. But here's my point. Parents, tell your kids if fucked up shit happens to them, especially by way of teacher, because I've seen more shit in my life. Later on, I know it goes on. It goes on. Teachers get a little power crazy. Coaches, they sometimes use athletes to do dirty work for them in locker room. These kind of things I've seen happen over and over and over. So I'm encouraging you as parents to talk to your kids and to tell you, don't be embarrassed, don't be scared, but to tell you if something happens, because it's not right. It's going to get to the point where something that I'm reading in one of these stories, it goes too far and they kill the kid. And then we're going to talk about it. And then it's a problem. And then it's an issue. No, it's an issue. It's a problem. It's all those things now. Talk to them, tell them to make sure to communicate with you. If anything ever like that happens, it's terrible. It shouldn't happen to any of your children. So there you go. There's my feel good moment of the day. I haven't had a cigarette, so I'm thinking heavily about that. I can't wait. I can't wait.
You need that cigarette now.
I do. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
TwoDumbYinters.com. Head on over there. We have links to email, Spotify, YouTube. I forgot what platform we were literally on right now. Broadcasting now on YouTube. Go over there. First thing you see is boom, link to the YouTube right there. Yeah, we have linked to the merchandise store. We have links for everything. I think we have links for our social media on there and everything. So whatever you need, Two Dumb Yinzers wise, head on over to twodumbYinzers.com.
There you go. Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. Check
Mike
it
puts
out
a lot of
now.
work. Mike puts a lot of work into the website. Mike, you were 2-2. ATM. You have
Ass to
two.
mouth? What?
Yes. You have 2 questions correct this month. 2 questions incorrect this month.
Yes.
Now, what I did, I kind of started to make a little bit of a change. You know, I'm not making them all sports. I want to give it a little bit of a variety, but I'm definitely keeping it in the area of things that are known, interesting, people of Pittsburgh. So, you got your pencil?
I gotta.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Here
Question
we
of
go.
the day. Hump day question of the day. What interview? I'm sorry. Let's act like that never happened.
Okay.
What invention? What invention was built for the Chicago World's Fair by Pittsburgh bridge maker in 1892? What invention was built for the Chicago World Fair by a Pittsburgh bridge maker in 1892? And go.
Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, man. 1892. All right, I have a guess.
All right.
It's probably wrong.
Let me go over the question again. What invention was built for the Chicago World's Fair by a Pittsburgh bridge builder in 1892? I'll give you a hint, but you already no. You know what? You tell me. Tell me your answer.
I'm gonna go. It's. I know it's wrong, but you said bridge maker, and that's the only thing I can think of. I'm gonna go with suspension bridge.
A suspension bridge. That is not the right answer. There was a little bit more I could have gave you as far as a hint, but I think we totally gave it away.
Yeah.
The man's name was George Ferris.
Oh, Ferris wheel.
Yeah. So there you have it. The Ferris wheel was built for the Chicago World Fair by a Pittsburgh bridge builder named George Ferris in 1892.
Wait. Was this question a repeat from the very first lost episode of Two Dumb Yinzers?
I'm not sure.
I think it may have been.
I'll retain. What's
That's the one where our trial set up.
Possibly.
We set everything up when we were interviewing Allie to see if she could be the co-host, and I think that was one of the questions. One of the lost.
The time.
That was the lost episode. I think that may have been in there.
Huh.
Oh.
So there you have it, Mike. You dropped to 2 and 3, which today is only the 17th. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of things that are going to be coming up over the next couple of weeks. So you are going to want to take every single question seriously, because we don't know. Some days we might not even have trivia, so on and so forth. So not bad. 2 and 3.
Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it.
You got enough time.
I got enough time.
Everybody, we do. Do you have anything before we take off, Mike?
No, I got nothing. Right. Oh, Kenny Pickett's number 2 on the depth chart.
Is he?
He's taking second team reps. So let's throw that out there for everyone. Make you all happy at the end of the episode.
All right, there you go, Kenny Pickett. But everybody, we do want to thank you. We want to thank you for checking us out. We are on YouTube at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. So please continue to do so. Also, tonight at 8 o'clock, we will put this episode over on Spotify in the podcast form. So check that out if you just want to listen.
Yes.
Everybody, this is the Two Dumb Yinzers. Ryan, Mike, we want to thank you for watching. Have a great day.